Arirang Special. "90 Days of Genocide and the Death of a Million Lives." Living with scars too frightening to speak of. These people have been bound in despair for a long time. "20 years after the genocide, Rwanda is working hard to recover from its wounds. In this land, new hope is beginning to bud. The Republic of Rwanda is located in Central East Africa. 93% of its land consists of hills and mountains. About an hour's drive away from the nation's capital, Kigali, is a village called Gihogwe. Nearing the end of the rainy season in February, the village is busy with the harvest. With the sounds of threshers, grains pile up one by one. Though they work manually without any machines, the people are full of joy. It has been 3 years since rice farming began in the village of Gihogwe. 10% of harvested rice is directly consumed, and the rest is sold for profit. Rice harvesting is always a joyous activity. Drying racks and storages are located near the farms. Just watching the grains pile up makes one feel wealthy. In the neighboring village Mushimba, people are busy with rice planting. Seeing rice planting just after harvesting is quite unfamiliar. In Rwanda, double cropping, which is planting right after harvesting, is possible. But the residents say they began rice farming in 2011. What could be the reason?
Our country, rice farming is one of the most expensive projects. That's why before, in our village, we didn't start to make rice farming. So we didn't start to make rice farm because also from our national government. It was so hard to start same time in different region around our country, that project.
They thought rice was something that could only be bought at the market. In 2011, Saemaul volunteers provided farming techniques and seeds and began a rice farming project. Without any basic agricultural machinery, it all began with cultivating the land with pickaxes. Fortunately, they have been making profit since the first year because rice is a highly profitable crop. But manual labor tends to result in lots of cuts here and there. The volunteer team manager's ointment is the best medicine for such injuries. Another villager who was watching the manager comes over. He jokingly asks for some ointment as well. Obviously, they were becoming closer.
그 주민들이 스스로 참여하는 그 협동 정신이 너무 좋습니다. 몇몇 마을 리더들과 봉사자들이 새마을 정신을 교육해가지고 그것이 마을에 아주 잘 침투가 됐습니다.
Traveling along a hill, we arrived at Mushimba's pineapple model farm. Rwandan pineapples are especially sweet and tasty. People gain hands-on farming experience and take parcels of seedlings to begin their own business. Pineapples can be harvested for 5 years after 1 year passes from planting the seeds, so the pineapple business holds great promise.
그래가지고 여기는 이제 공동 실습장이기 때문에 다른 밭들과는 달리 개개인들 소유가 아니라서 2주일에 한 번 정도씩 전체 조합원들이 와가지고 공동 작업을 하고, 그리고 저 같은 경우 일주일에 한 번 또는 2번씩 와가지고 이제 파인애플이 어느 정도 자라고 있는지 확인하고.
Wearing protective gear, they enter with smoky metal buckets. It's a bee farm run by Mushimba's Bee Farming Association. 2 years ago, they took bees and hives from Saemaul volunteers and began a bee farming business. Twice a month, honey collection takes place like this. Getting stung by a bee is not a big deal here. Compared to traditional methods that collect honey every 3 months, profits have increased multifold. Care and attention are lavished on collecting honey. Rwanda is known for its high-quality honey due to numerous wildflowers.
좋다. 굿. 꿀 많네.
The honeybees are a great help to the residents as they bring in income even during the dry season when work is sparse. Early in the morning, about 200 Mushimba residents are out for road repair work. In Rwanda, this kind of community service is called umuganda. There is national umuganda for all citizens as well as a regional umuganda. Umuganda and Korea's Saemaul movement are similar to each other.
Umuganda tubivuze ko ari igikorwa abaturage bahuriraho bakagikora kikaba cyabyara umusaruro leta itagitanzeho amafaranga. Saemaul nayo ni gahunda umuntu wagiriye urugendo shuri muri Korea nkahabwa amahugurwa nasanze nayo ari nk'umuganda w'inaha.
The Saemaul movement is considered a model example for fighting global poverty. Korea is the only country in the world that has gone from one of the poorest countries to the world's top 10 economy. At the center of the transformation was the Saemaul movement that inspired confidence in all Koreans. Korea is sharing this experience of success with the world, thereby continuing its miraculous run. As such, the Saemaul movement feels very special to the Rwandans. Unlike the one-way assistance of the past, they are enabled to work and labor together on their own.
ntabwo bishaka gutanga amafaranga gusa ibishaka gutanga amafaranga ariko atari umuntu ku giti cye yagura ibikorwa bifitiye inyungu abaturage bose muri rusange atari kuvuga ngo ni umuntu ku giti cye.
The Korean Saemaul movement began with work environment improvement in the farms. Similarly, Rwanda is improving its residential environment. In Gihogwe village, home repair, home building, and modern stove projects are currently underway. Crumbling roofs were fixed, and smoke-filled windowless kitchens look different now. Saemaul volunteers decided to install a modern stove in every home. The leaders of the project are crafting a modern stove with the supplies that were provided. The volunteers came up with the idea to let out smoke with a stovepipe, and the residents suggested mixing cow manure and mud to stabilize the stove. What was started by the volunteers was developed and completed by the residents of the village. A chicken farm in Kigarama. This was built to create sources of income for the residents. High-quality fertilizer is obtained and eggs are sold for profit through this chicken farm.
저 배달하는 데는 라즈만나라고 저 키갈리에 있는 빵집에 제빵 하는 데도 들어가고 있고요. 또 여기 키가라마 센터 마을하고 저 카모니 디스트릭트하고 무고메로 이런 여러 곳에 지금 납품 배달하고 있습니다.
Associate members are headed to Razmanna in the nation's capital, Kigali, to make egg deliveries. Razmanna is an African social enterprise project started by Handong Global University in Korea with the support of KOICA. With high-quality customer service and taste, it's well received. One can often run into Westerners here.
I've had the cinnamon donuts, which are really good. The strawberry tarts I do like. And also I've tried just today the garlic bread. I had a little bit of a ham sandwich and some fries, the salad. So the food here is really good.
Kigarama's Saemaul Village Hall. The members of Cloth Dyeing Co-op, made up of about 60 individuals in the Women's Association, are hard at work. Fabrics made by the dye team and products created by the sew team go on sale. To these women, being able to work in a co-op means more than just doing a job.
잘하는 사람한테 배분을 많이 해주고 또 자기가 만든 거는 자기가 수익을 가져가고 이렇게 해서 지금은 상당히 만족도가 좋은 편이에요. 그리고 많이 소득도 많이 창출되고 있고요.
This is the neighboring village, Gihogwe's Saemaul Village Hall.
이키 같아야 해. 이키 그렇죠.
Members of the Women's Association are learning something together.
이톤데 라키 봐줘.
As a part of women's rights and female hygiene instruction, they are learning how to craft an alternative sanitary pad. Now, about half the women in the village make their own alternative sanitary pads and use them. One sunny afternoon, Saemaul volunteers visited one of the local residents.
예, 오피테 입이 흠요.
She is the leader of the dye co-op.
2kg 기체.
She cultivates
Yeah,
mushrooms at home.
뭐 많이 있네. 이끼니 니끼 이지나 이끼. 이미기나.
Volunteers look around the mushroom farms and occasionally buy some quality mushrooms.
니 비디니.
From the way he gets in a bargaining match just for 500 grams of mushrooms, we can tell he's certainly Korean.
1,000원어치 샀다고 생각하시면 됩니다. 1,000원어치.
500g에?
impinduka zajemo umugabo ibintu byose niwe nabibazaga ikintu cyose ari we kireba kubera ko nta handi nakuraga amafaranga twayakuraga mu byo duhinga ariko amaze kugera muri Saemaul nagiye muri koperative ndabanza niga gukora ibitenge ku buryo n'ubu ntabashije kuba muri koperative nakikorera nkakigurisha ariko muri koperative dukora imyenda tukagurisha tukabona amafaranga.
This is a traditional Rwandan home where she lives with her husband and 2 sons. The interior was connected, and we were able to meet her 2 sons inside. Considering that she's 51 years old, the kids are rather young. We didn't dare ask, but we could sense that she must have had a painful past. It may be that these kids are her reason and hope to rise above her past. This is a kindergarten in Mushimba built by Saemaul volunteers in February 2013. Currently, there are 45 students in each of its morning and afternoon classes. Uniforms are purchased and backpacks are given out for free by Saemaul volunteers. It runs on a monthly fee of 1,000 Rwandan francs, but Saemaul volunteers provide financial support when necessary. A health center employee and Saemaul volunteers are entering a kindergarten in Kigali. Today is their monthly hygiene education class. Living in a water-scarce region, they are not used to washing and brushing their teeth. As such, they are susceptible to illnesses that can be easily prevented. Recognizing the importance of hygiene education, the Rwandan government and the Saemaul volunteers run the class together. With hand washing and toothbrushing, the class comes to an end with a round of applause. Saemaul Village Hall in Gihogwe. It's a literacy education class. It's held 3 times a week for 2 hours. The coursework is at kindergarten level, but most students are adults in their 20s or above. A professional teacher runs the class in 2 different groups according to their proficiency. Literacy and arithmetic are very important for the local residents. It saves them money since they don't need to hire people to write for them. The attendance rate is above 90%. They always finish the class with songs. Their songs convey the sorrow of the past.
nazi no kwandika izina ryanjye ariko nsigaye nzi kwandika izina ryanjye rwose bunumva ari byiza ndanezerewe mu mutima kandi mbere naraza no kwiga nahoraga mu bintu by'imirimo simbashe gukaraba ngo njye aho abantu bari ariko nsigaye niga ku wa mbere.
Electricity has been supplied to most of Rwanda's capital and industrialization is underway. An education center in Kigali.
We will practice Same as this one.
The 25 men between the ages 15 and 25 are learning about electricity.
해서 실습을 하고 끝나고 나면 저 5사람 와서 하겠대요.
They are learning basic electrical work like wiring and soldering. The manager in charge of the class is a longtime professional in electricity. Using electricity has not become common yet, but instructions in using it and safety issues are taught as well.
그리고 앞으로 산업화가 진행되면은 기술자들이 상당히 많이 필요할 거로 예상됩니다. 그래서 이 젊은 사람들한테 그 기술을 가르쳐 주는 게 중요하다고 그렇게 생각합니다.
In Rwanda, Saemaul volunteers live with local residents near the village. With a small fee, they get to commute on a resident's motorcycle.
출근하는 거예요? 네. 오토바이로다가 매일? 네.
Though it's far from comfortable, they say it's a way to build a sense of community with the residents. Saemaul volunteers have been building kitchen gardens for 3 weeks now. The Kitchen Garden Project is a Rwandan government project aimed at encouraging adequate nourishment by having people grow vegetables themselves. Leaders of the Women's Association learned the planting methods during a Saemaul class and are working together now. Building 2 every week, now they're on their 6th. The plan is to create 50 more and share them with the neighbors. The mindset of Saemaul is beginning to bud in Rwanda. The volunteers just put their heads together with the residents and provided a little bit of seeds.
마을분들 지금 이분들이 다 분야의 리더분들이세요. 왜냐하면 이분들이 나중엔 나서서 이제 다른 마을 사람들까지 도와줘야 되니까 되게 많이 힘들어하셨어요. 방법도 모르시고 하셨는데 지금은 굉장히 잘 만드는 걸 보고 저도 굉장히 보람 느끼고 있습니다.
수혜 받는 거 좋아하는 사람들이 있어서 그렇게 수혜 받고 싶다고 얘기할 때 다른 리더들이 그런 식으로 생각하는 건 잘못되었다고 같이 일해야 된다 이런 식으로 얘기할 때 제일 보람되는 것 같아요.
Saemaul volunteers hope that Rwanda will continue to remember the mindset of Saemaul long after they leave. Because true confidence in their capability to do things is the only miracle that can transform despair into hope.
1960년대 초까지 세계 2번째로 가난했던 대한민국이 새마을 운동을 통해서 선진국이 되었듯이 루완다 공화국도 머지않아 새마을 운동을 통해서 많은 발전을 할 것입니다. 왜냐하면 루완다는 세계에서 새마을 시범 사업을 가장 성공적으로 하고 있고 예전에 한국이 그랬듯이 국가 지도자, 정부, 국민들이 열성적으로 새마을 운동을 받아들이고 있기 때문입니다. 새마을 세계화가 루완다에서 희망의 씨앗이 되기를 바랍니다.
If they are able to stand on their own, Rwanda will no longer be remembered as a nation of tragedy. After despair and poverty, Rwanda has risen. It will once again be remembered as the beautiful land of 1,000 hills.